Hello, WES teachers, and welcome to our professional development of the month. This month, we are going to go over to the Winston Elementary Library homepage, and we are going to look at some resources that you could and should add to your classroom web pages for students to access quickly. So let's everybody pull up the Winston Elementary Library homepage, and we will go from here and we'll follow along together. So once you have that pulled up, I want you to click on the Students tab because these are resources for our students. So these are some that you might be familiar with, you might not be familiar with, but I want to walk you through all of these. If you have any resources whatsoever that you're providing to your students, it should be Discus. So Discus stands for Digital Information for South Carolina Users, and it is a free resource for all South Carolinians to conduct research. So let's click on Discus Kids. Follow with me. Okay, so once you get here, whether you're doing a research project in science, a research project in social studies, or your students just need to find some general information, I want you to click on Subject, and you're going to scroll down. Why don't we pretend like we're doing a unit on animals? So let's go to Science and Technology. We can do any grade level, but why don't we just go ahead and narrow it down to our age group, which is elementary. And then vendor, I'm not too worried about this. A lot of these are what we're going to cover, so I just do any and click apply. All right, here's our first one. So this is Animal Kingdom. So we could click on that. It'll take us straight there. And then from here, we can go through, different animals by group and decide what we want to do our project on, or by habitat. So a really cool feature. Let's head on back. All right. Now, the next one that I want to talk to you about is Epic. So Epic is a free online library for all of our students. So all the students need are that code to get started reading. So you should all have an Epic code. If you don't, send me a quick email and I will get that to you. So this is an online library that students can use. They can listen to audiobooks. They can read books directly on there. They can access this through a parent's phone. Parents can access this. They can also look at it on their Chromebooks. So if you're ever doing independent reading time, maybe the student isn't happy with the selections in your classroom library, or they're wanting something new, they can always go on Epic and look there. All right, the next online resource is PBS Kids. So this is free, where the students can go watch shows, they can read ebooks, play educational games, and more. So let's click on it. So here are just a few of the resources on here. This I would recommend for an indoor recess day. Maybe you have additional time in the morning waiting on students to come down to the classroom. You might have a couple that, you could show them some educational videos using PBS Kids. This is also what our students like to get on while they're waiting for bus pickup. So really great resource there. All right, this one I'm really excited about. Not many people have heard about this one. We did use it a lot during COVID, but this is BoomCard. So it's an online resource in which each student has access to play educational games, and they can track their learning on here. So teachers should have a classroom code to sign in, and if you don't, let me know and I'll get that to you. So we have it pulled up here. So the one thing I want you to do is we are only going to search for free decks. So let's click on search free decks. All right, and these are all oops, let's do the find free. So these are all free for us to use with our students. So the students can even pull these up on their own, so you can send them to them and they can pull it up on their Chromebooks to be able to practice. So let's just visit one. So this is the First Grade Centers. So it'll give you kind of like a description, and you'll get to see like a preview of it. Not all of them are going to be what you want, so definitely go on there and start playing around with it to see if you like it or not. So let's try this one. Let's add this one to the library. Okay, and we'll go here to library and we'll pull it up. All right, so this one says add the lights to the tree to make 10. So we know that there's 4 lights on there now, so the students will add 5, 6, and y'all know what y'all know what happens. So you just go ahead on and then you add the missing add-in and submit. Oh, we have to add all the lights. Okay. Now we click submit. Okay, so you had to add all the lights on there. But that just gives you kind of a preview of what you're going to get with this free resource. So let's go back to our website. Okay, so the next one is what I like to call Google for Kids. So Kiddle is a safe web search engine for students to use to conduct research. So Kiddle is going to give you appropriate resources for children that Google can't give you. But this is just something you can type in. So recently in the library, all of my students conducted research on cows. So we did a whole unit on cows. So let's just type in one of the questions that my 5th graders had to go on here and research about. So that question was, how many stomachs do cows have? So you can go on here and look, and it pops right up for you. But you don't get all that weird stuff that you would sometimes get with Google. So they can scroll down and get their answers here. This I would recommend for our older kiddos who can appropriately type in the question without taking too much time. The next resource is BrainPop Junior. So this is grades kindergarten through 3rd grade, and it contains animated movies, games, and other learning other activities to promote learning. So if you want to click on it here, and they have it divided up into different classes, which is pretty helpful. So why don't we just click on reading and writing, and we can do the story elements, so elements in the story. Let's learn about characters. So this is a really great resource if you know you're short on time, you need a lesson quickly, or you want something that's kind of different for your students. Students can also get on this on their own and learn during independent learning time. All right, let's go back. So the next one is basically the same thing, but it's for older grades, and it contains pretty much the same thing that BrainPop Junior contains, just for older kiddos. All right, Tumble Library is very similar to Epic, which is an extensive online library. So you can log on with your Discus username and password. If you have any trouble logging in, just reach out to me. And then Learn 360, similar resource to Discus. So it's a multimedia resource for students, teachers, and parents. So you're going to want to log in with your Discus username and password as well. I would definitely recommend adding all of these resources to your home page of your classroom. That way students can quickly go on there and access all of these resources.